Hi, it's Richard Moore from Racing Profits Guides, and I was did a course walk earlier this week at Leicester, and I thought I'd slowly take you around the course here and show you some of the characteristics of Leicester. Obviously it's a right-handed course, and it's got the chase course around the inside here, and you can see around the outside here is the flat course that's used through the summer for the flat round course, and obviously through the winter they use the outside. The flat course is the hurdles course as well. So I'll walk around the inner course here, but you'll be able to see that the flat course on the outside and the hurdles course follows it round. However, I'll explain as we go around some of the different characteristics between the two courses. The main one being the going, because obviously the inside course, the chase course, isn't used at all through the summer, so it's not watered. But as Jimmy Stevenson was explaining to me, the clerk of the course, the outer course, the hurdles course, is used as the flat course through the summer, so it gets a lot of water on it. They're constantly watering it to keep it just right through the summer. Hence the water table's a lot higher on this outer course than it is on the inner course. So you'll find that the going that Jimmy declares through the jump season can often vary quite a bit between the two courses. Obviously, because the water table's higher out here, it doesn't take a lot of rain to make the hurdles course a lot softer than the chase course. So he says you can often have good to soft on the chase course, and it can be soft and heavy in places on the hurdles course. So quite a difference in going on the two courses, and something to be aware of when you're looking at jumps racing, certainly at Leicester. In the summer, obviously on the flat, it's not quite as much of an issue. So you can see here that you swing right-handed, quite a sharp bend at the top of the track here, swinging you into the back straight. And then we come into the first of the 5 fences on the back straight. There's 10 fences in total in a circuit, and this is the first of the 10 fences, which is the water jump. And it's a nice fence is this, with the hedges as the wings, guiding the horses straight through the middle and over the water. So this was the end of October when I was filming this. They'd just had the final flat meeting of the season. You can see there the water jump. And then the horses drop downhill here into this dip, and then start climbing up towards the second fence. So I'll just fast forward, this just takes you through the course a little bit quicker. So that's over fence 2, and you can see that the fences haven't been used for a while. Some of the wings need changing. So it needed putting upright, ready for the first chase meeting, the first jumps meeting, which is usually around the 18th of November, the start of the national hunt season proper. And then you come to the top of this rise, and you start dropping downhill again over the 3rd fence in the back. And you can see the hurdles course, or the flat course in the summer, is following the same sort of route around, slightly further because it's on the outside, but you can see how undulating it is, and that's the one thing you notice straight away when you're walking around Leicester, is how long the back straight and the home straight are, and also how undulating the course is. So you come down to the second fence there, just a standard open ditch, and then you've got 3 more fences ahead of you, and again it drops quite markedly downhill here. So you're jumping the 3rd fence in the back straight downhill, and again you can see the wings here just needed putting back up because they haven't been used all summer. So you've come over the 3rd fence, and then you can see you're dropping down, and then you start climbing back up here to swing round right-handed to come round onto the home straight. So again, the hurdles course and the flat course is following it. Come down into this dip. Over the 4th fence, which is just a standard fence. And then it starts climbing uphill quite markedly here. And then swinging right-handed here. As you come up nearly to the top of the hill. There used to actually be an open ditch fence at the top of the hill here, but they've moved this round now onto the home straight. So there's no fences for them to negotiate as they come round here. And this is a far nicer sweeping bend than the one at the top of the track, which is quite tight. And you can see the horses actually then cross over the hurdles track and they switch sides, if you like. So it evens out the distance then. And you can see how much higher up the chase track is to the flat track and the hurdles track here. But then as the horses come round this bend, they cross the hurdles track and start dropping down, so they start freewheeling downhill here. So you can see here that the chase fences are now on the left and the hurdles fences are on the right. So the horses come down here and then they cross over to take this fence here and take the 5 fences on the way up the home straight. So you've got, again, the same problem with the going here. What can often happen in races is that there's the horses are on this ground which can be slightly quicker, and then they hit the flat or the hurdles course, which again has been watered through the summer, so it gets quite a bit softer here if there's a bit of rain on it. So they come off the 2 and it can unbalance horses as they come across this, or it can slow them right down. They can grind to a bit of a halt and it can take a lot out of them. So again, it's something to bear in mind that the complexion of races can change an awful lot over this final 4 or 5 furlongs as they come to up the home straight, certainly in chase races, because the horses are going from one going to the other. Whereas on the hurdles course they've stayed on the same course all the way around, so it's fairly consistent going. This can change. So you then fly, the horses come across out to the left, and you can see the home straight there swinging away, and that is the 7, 6 and 5 furlong starts for the straight flat course here that they're coming across. So you can see again how downhill this is. So for the 7 furlong, 6 furlong, 5 furlong sprint races through the summer, the horses are starting downhill. It's not as sharp a downhill as some tracks like Brighton. It's quite a gentle downhill, but it runs downhill all the way into the dip. And then they start climbing to the finish line. So around the 3.5 pole, 4 pole, they start climbing up then. As you can see here, climbing up to the finish line, it sort of flattens out about a furlong out. So again, something to bear in mind when you're watching the flat racing at Leicester and also the hurdles and the chase races over the winter, is this uphill stretch here, which can really, especially with tired horses, it can take a lot out of them. So again, be wary of this, because if your horse doesn't stay, or if there's any doubt about it staying, it'll be found out at Leicester. So let's just go on back onto the chase track now. So you can see this come right across the flat track and then back onto the chase track here. Coming downhill. And this is the fence that was actually in the middle of that bend behind us. This is the open ditch that you come to. Oh, sorry, that's a standard fence there, and then the next one's the open ditch that they've moved now. So you've come down into the dip here, and now they start climbing up towards the finish line. So they've got that fence there, the first in the home straight. Then you take the second fence. And you can see again here, it's quite a bit lower, is this, the chase course, to the hurdles and the flat course. But it does make the climb slightly less than this part here. And then you come up the home straight towards the stands and jump the third in the home straight. Then you carry on climbing to the top of the hill here where you take the fourth. Just as you're starting to approach the stands on your left. And this is where it starts flattening out for the run to the line. But again, there's an interesting thing to note on the chase course, certainly, as you've cleared this fence. You can see here that the two courses converge here. So again, you're coming back out onto softer ground as you rejoin the hurdles and the flat course here. So you can see here the hurdles course running up the right here and the chase course here, and they both merge, and there's the finish line there. So you've got about half a furlong to half a furlong on the softer ground again. So very tired horses in chase races, again, they're going to hit this slightly softer ground if it's been raining, and it's really going to take it out of them. As they hit this piece of ground here, and then it's the head down to the finish. And past the finish post here. So hopefully that's given you a good insight into Leicester. A very undulating right-handed track. It takes a lot of getting. It can be quite testing, especially through the winter on the hurdles course. If there's a bit of rain around, it can get soft fairly quickly there. The chase course will take the rain quite a bit better. And you will notice the other thing that Leicester do, unlike a lot of courses, is they have all chase cards as well towards the end of the season. So you'll see in March and sort of April time, they'll have a couple of all chase cards. And again, that's just to let the ground recover on the hurdles track that's been used through the winter. Rather than use the hurdles course right to the end of the jump season, they tend to have all chase cards just so that they can give that ground time to recover, ready for the flat season. So hopefully that's given you a good insight into Leicester, into the race course, into how undulating it is, and into the two separate tracks as well that they have at the course. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Take care now. Bye.